Have you ever looked in the mirror after a fresh pixie cut and thought something's not quite right? That sinking feeling when your new pixie just doesn't look the way you imagined? You're definitely not alone. Pixie cuts can be stunning for people over 60. When done right, they bring elegance, ease, and even a youthful spark. But when they go wrong, you might find yourself counting the days until it grows out. In today's video, I'm going to share 7 of the biggest mistakes people over 60 make with pixie cuts and how to fix or avoid them altogether. If you've been wearing a pixie for years or you're thinking about taking the plunge, these tips can help you feel confident and beautiful every day. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, where are you watching from? Drop your city in the comments and make sure to hit that subscribe button for more down-to-earth beauty wisdom that fits real life. Now let's start with the first, and maybe the most common, pixie cut mistake. Mistake 1. Not every pixie works for your face shape. Let's be honest. No matter how pretty the style looks in the photo, it won't work for everyone. And that's okay, because your face shape deserves a pixie that works with it, not against. Your haircut should highlight your favorite features. But too often, I see people bringing in a photo of someone with a completely different face shape and walking out disappointed when the results don't match. Martha from Pennsylvania came to me after her third disappointing pixie. She kept showing her stylist photos of celebrities with heart-shaped faces. But Martha's face was round. The style just didn't fit. When we switched things up, added a little height on top and soft, longer pieces around her face, everything changed. Suddenly her cheekbones stood out. Her eyes looked brighter. It was still a pixie, but this time, it was hers. If you have a round face, go for height at the crown and some length near the cheeks. For square faces, soft edges and texture help balance strong angles. If your face is longer, avoid too much volume on top. Aim to add width on the sides instead. And don't forget, your heritage, your bone structure, and your natural features all matter too. The best pixie is the one that feels like you. A good stylist will look at your face before picking up the scissors. If yours doesn't, speak up. Ask, what would work best for my shape? You deserve a cut that brings out the best in you. So, what's your face shape? And have you found a pixie that flatters it? Let me know in the comments. And stick around. There's plenty more pixie wisdom coming up. Mistake 2. Ignoring your natural hair texture. Let's talk about something a lot of people forget to think about when choosing a pixie cut. Your hair's natural texture. Hair changes as we age. Maybe it's thinner than it used to be. Maybe it's not as straight or not as curly. And the pixie that worked for you 20 years ago? It might not work anymore. Judy from Arizona is a great example. She came to me with a photo of a sleek, perfectly straight pixie. But Judy had naturally curly hair. Over the years, her curls had become even tighter. She was frustrated that her hair never looked like the photo she brought in. And I get it. We all have an image in our mind of how we want our hair to look. But the truth is, fighting your natural texture every day isn't worth it. Especially when a good cut can make your hair work for you, not against you. If your hair is fine or thinning, stay away from pixies that are too short or chopped up. These can make your hair look even thinner. Instead, go for a longer pixie with soft layers that give the illusion of fullness. A little texture can go a long way, especially when paired with a light spray or mousse. If your hair is thick or coarse, you've got natural volume. Use it to your advantage. Layers can help you manage the fullness without making your pixie feel heavy or bulky. Eleanor from Texas had this exact issue, and once we shaped her thick hair with the right layers, her pixie turned out to be her favorite haircut in years. And if your hair is curly or wavy, don't try to flatten it into something it's not. A curly pixie can look absolutely gorgeous. Soft, playful, and full of personality. The trick is finding a stylist who knows how to cut curls dry so they can see how each curl falls in real life. Also, don't forget about your daily routine. If you're not someone who wants to style your hair for 20 minutes every morning, be honest about that. Your pixie should fit your lifestyle, not complicate it. So ask yourself, what's my hair really like these days? And am I choosing a cut that works with it or against it? I'd love to know. Have you noticed changes in your hair texture over the years? And how have you adjusted your cut or routine to keep up with those changes? Let's talk about it in the comments. Mistake 3. The wrong bangs, or no bangs at all. Let's talk about bangs, because in a pixie cut, they're not just an option. They're the frame for your whole face. But here's where things often go wrong. Either the bangs are too heavy, too blunt, or, just as common, completely missing. And both ends of that spectrum can actually age you, instead of giving you the soft, youthful effect you're looking for. Barbara from Chicago told me, "I thought my pixie would make me look younger, but I ended up feeling older." When I saw her haircut, I knew exactly why. Her stylist had given her thick, blunt bangs that came straight across her forehead. They were hiding her eyes, her best feature, and making her face look harsh and closed off. We softened her bangs into light, wispy layers and swept them slightly to the side. The transformation? Instant. Her eyes were the focus again, and she looked and felt more like herself. Now on the flip side, a pixie with no bangs at all can look severe. If you're self-conscious about lines on your forehead, or if you've noticed your face has lost some of its fullness, completely pulling hair away can highlight those areas more than you'd like. The sweet spot? Bangs that are soft and move with your hair. Side-swept bangs are especially flattering. They draw attention to your eyes, give movement to the cut, and they're incredibly easy to manage. Curtain bangs, the kind that part slightly in the middle and frame your face, can also work beautifully with a longer pixie. They add that gentle touch that makes a short haircut look polished, not harsh. Another key thing to consider is your hairline. If you've got a widow's peak or a cowlick, your stylist should shape the bangs around that natural pattern, not fight it. Trust me, bangs that work with your hairline will always behave better, and if your hair is thinning, go for wispy, not bulky. Too much hair in the front can draw attention to sparse areas, but light layers create an airy fullness that's flattering and soft. Here's the bottom line. Bangs shouldn't feel like an afterthought. They should feel like a feature. They can lift your whole face, soften strong lines, and give your pixie cut a personality that matches you. Do you wear bangs with your pixie? What style has worked or not worked for you? Let me know in the comments. Mistake 4. Skipping regular maintenance. Let's clear up one of the biggest myths about pixie cuts right now. Just because it's short doesn't mean it's low maintenance. In fact, pixies actually require more frequent attention than longer. Hairstyles, especially if you want to keep that fresh, intentional look. Susan from Miami learned this the hard way. "I thought I could go 2, maybe even 3 months without touching it up," she said. "By week 6, I looked like I'd just rolled out of bed every day." What happened? Her pixie had lost its shape completely. The neckline grew out unevenly, the sides puffed out, and the structure that made the cut look polished had just vanished. That's the thing with pixies. Even half an inch of growth can throw off the entire silhouette. What once looked bold and stylish starts to feel messy and overgrown. The sharp details around your ears, neck, and sideburns are what keep a pixie cut looking like a choice, not an accident. So, what's the fix? Schedule trims every 4 to 6 weeks. Yes, it's a commitment, but it's also what makes your pixie look effortless every single day. These trims aren't full restyling sessions. Often, they're quick touch-ups to keep your shape defined. If you're budget conscious, ask your stylist about mini trims or maintenance packages. Some salons offer special rates for these regular upkeep visits. And if you're comfortable, a simple neckline cleanup at home using a handheld trimmer between appointments can help stretch the time between salon visits. Want a pro tip? Take photos of your cut when it's fresh. Front, sides, back. That way, if you ever try a new stylist or even go longer between appointments, you can reference exactly how you like it. And here's the bonus. Those regular appointments are also chances to tweak your style. Want to try going shorter at the nape? Add more texture on top? These little shifts over time help you refine your pixie until it feels truly yours. Think of it like maintaining a beautiful garden. It doesn't need hours of effort, just a little regular care. And in return, you get something that makes you feel amazing every day. How often do you get your pixie trimmed? Have you found the sweet spot for your hair's growth pattern? Let's trade tips in the comments. I'd love to know your maintenance routine. Mistake 5. Choosing the wrong color. A great pixie cut sets the foundation. But the right color? That's what brings the whole look to life. Unfortunately, many women over 60 end up with hair color that fights against their pixie rather than enhancing it. And the results can be surprisingly aging, even with a flawless cut. Patricia from New York is a perfect example. I went back to the dark brown I used in my 30s, she told me. I thought it would make me look younger, but something felt off. When I looked closer, I saw the problem instantly. The color was too dark, creating a harsh contrast against her skin. It exaggerated her fine lines and made her features look sharper than they really were. As we age, our skin tone subtly shifts, often becoming cooler or lighter. That means colors that once looked fabulous can suddenly seem too intense or flat. And with short hair, where your face is always front and center, this effect is amplified. So, how do you get it right? Start by staying within 2 shades of your natural color. This keeps your look harmonious and believable. Harsh blacks or ultralight blondes can wash you out or draw attention to the wrong things. If you're naturally a brunette, consider adding warm chocolate or caramel highlights to soften your look. Blondes can benefit from golden tones or soft honey shades for warmth and brightness. The goal is dimension. A little depth makes all the difference in a pixie. Now let's talk gray, because gray is gorgeous when it's embraced with confidence. Women who choose to go natural with their gray or silver hair often find that it pairs beautifully with a sharp pixie cut. The contrast between a sleek modern style and natural silver makes a bold statement that's both timeless and fashion-forward. If you're not ready to go fully gray, ask your stylist about blending techniques, like lowlights or silver toners, that let you transition gradually. The key is avoiding flat, one-tone color, which can look artificial, especially with a shortcut where every detail is visible. A few quick tips for choosing the right tone. If you have warm undertones, golden, peachy, or yellow skin, stick with rich, warm hair colors. Think golden blondes, warm browns, or coppery reds. If you have cool undertones, pink, olive, or blue skin, opt for ash blondes, cool browns, or even soft silver tones. And finally, don't forget about maintenance. Pixie cuts show roots quickly, so talk to your stylist about options that grow out gracefully, like balayage, soft highlights, or root smudging techniques. When Patricia switched to a soft mocha brown with honey highlights, the transformation was incredible. People started saying, "You look so refreshed," she told me. It wasn't about looking younger, it was about looking like me again. Hair color should never overshadow you. It should highlight your eyes, brighten your skin, and reflect the energy you feel inside. Have you experimented with color since getting a pixie? Did you go bold, stay natural, or try something totally new? Share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear how your color journey has evolved. Mistake 6. Overstyling your pixie. A pixie cut is often praised for being low maintenance, but ironically, one of the most common mistakes is doing too much to it. Laura from Seattle came in frustrated. "I'm using more products than ever," she said, "but my pixie still doesn't look right." When I asked about her routine, I discovered she was applying heavy gel, then layering on stronghold hairspray every single day. The result? A stiff, crunchy style that looked dated and felt uncomfortable. That's the danger of overstyling. Pixie cuts are supposed to feel fresh, modern, and touchable, not locked in place like a sculpture. The truth is, pixies thrive on movement and lightness. They should show off your natural texture and frame your face, not mask it under a layer of product. If your pixie feels flat, heavy, or just off, here's how to fix it. Skip the gels and hard sprays. These can weigh down your style and highlight thinning spots. Instead, reach for lightweight products that add volume and texture without stiffness. A volumizing mousse at the roots works wonders for fine hair. For thicker textures, try a soft styling. Cream to smooth frizz while keeping your strands flexible. And if I had to pick one desert island product for pixies, texturizing spray, hands down. It gives dimension, lift, and that perfectly tousled look with almost no effort. And how you apply matters just as much as what you apply. Don't squirt products straight onto your scalp. Instead, rub a small amount between your palms. Then use your fingers to rake it through your hair. This gives you control and keeps the result soft and natural. Let's talk styling tools. A lot of women over 60 assume blow drying is a must, but it's not. If you have time, let your Pixie air dry for a more relaxed texture. If you do use heat, keep it low and use a diffuser or your fingers instead of a round brush. Remember, Pixies aren't meant to be perfectly uniform. A little variation adds charm. Laura made one simple change. She tossed her gel and switched to a lightweight texturizing mist. The very next day, her friend asked if she'd gotten a new haircut, just because her Pixie finally moved the way it was meant to. So here's the rule of thumb. Less is more, and natural always looks fresher. Do you find yourself overdoing it? With styling products or tools? Have you found a simple routine that works for your Pixie? Share your tips in the comments. I'd love to hear how you keep your Pixie looking effortless and beautiful. Mistake 7. Going too short too soon. Here's a mistake that catches many women off guard: going ultra short with your Pixie before you're ready. Diana from Boston learned this the hard way. After decades of shoulder-length hair, she walked into a salon and said, "Chop it all off." The result? A super short Pixie that looked chic on someone else. "I felt like a stranger in my own skin," she admitted. "I barely recognized myself." We sometimes underestimate how emotional a big hair change can be. Your hair carries your sense of identity, history, and even comfort. Cutting it all off in one sitting might feel bold, but it can also leave you feeling vulnerable and exposed. That's why I always recommend easing into it. Instead of diving headfirst into a dramatic chop, start with a longer Pixie or a Pixie bob. These still give you that fresh, modern edge, but with softer lines and more styling options. It's a way to dip your toes in before you take the full plunge. Over time, as you get used to seeing yourself with shorter hair, you can gradually go shorter, adjusting the cut to match your confidence and comfort level. This approach also gives your stylist time to learn how your hair behaves. Do you have cowlicks that pop up when your hair is shorter? Does one side grow faster than the other? Are there areas that thin more quickly? These things matter, and discovering them step by step is far less overwhelming than dealing with all of them at once. When Diana came back for her next appointment, we softened her edges and added some length at the crown. That little bit of growth gave her back just enough control, and her confidence skyrocketed. So before you say, "Just take it all off," ask yourself, "Am I ready for this emotionally and practically?" And remember, you can always go shorter, but growing it out takes time. If you're considering your first Pixie, start somewhere comfortable. Let it be an evolution, not a shock. Have you ever experienced Pixie shock? Or did you ease into your shorter style? I'd love to hear how your Pixie journey began. A great Pixie cut isn't just about following a trend. It's about discovering what truly works for you. It should flatter your face, work with your hair texture, and most importantly, make you feel confident every single day. Whether you're thinking about trying a Pixie for the first time or refining the one you already have, remember this: your hair should never limit you. It should lift you. Avoiding these common mistakes gives you the freedom to love your look, own your style, and embrace every year with elegance and power. Now it's your turn. What's been your biggest lesson from your Pixie journey? Drop it in the comments below, and let's learn from one another. And if you're ready to keep feeling fabulous at every age, be sure to subscribe for more tips made just for you. Until next time, stay radiant and wear that Pixie with pride.